Welcome back to the LCS Lounge. Raz and Jatt here. Emily will be joining us shortly as she's
booking it
to fudge. But we're on to the next game.
Yeah, it's a fast one.
Thieves.
This is going to be a fun one for me just because, I mean, we just came off of last week in which NRG, of course, had their loss versus Cloud9. And it was an interesting one where I thought Contractz had a stellar performance. Contractz, for me, in his Jarvan game, came out as, to me, a star, and he's going to be going up against River, who, you know, both players, top tier. I want to see this jungle matchup.
Yeah, absolutely, and the draft is just now getting underway. Both teams 1-1. This draft, for those of you who don't know, was actually done about 50 minutes into the last game. The players are going through their tech check, but it is being replayed as it was done. So exactly the same hovers, the same order that happened during the draft.
Hello.
Welcome back.
We see another Udyr ban, so I appreciate that being removed. I also appreciate the Corki being removed. Karma, she's probably 100% banned.
So far.
So far, yes.
Raz, you're doing well on that. I'm kind of surprised to see the Seraphine come out, but I do believe 100 Thieves were actually a team that ran Karma Seraphine, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and already Varus, we did see a Varus top over in the LEC, but is most likely a bot lane pick, and also a little bit of history in this piece as well. FBI and Huhi on NRG won their title together while they were on 100 Thieves, so getting a little bit of, you know, extra revenge on them would be a nice feeling.
It would be. Like, the fact that this team, we've talked about these two players in the past. They've been through multiple organizations together, winning a championship on 100 Thieves. They want to be able to do it again together and on NRG after a championship split. So it's going to feel, you're going to feel a type of way going up against 100 Thieves after having a history like that. So,
man, so many switcheroos going on stage right now. I'm just thinking about LCS history. We come back to the Golden Glue Shot, who used to play on Golden Guardians, who was where Huhi and FBI played before they went to 100 Thieves. It's just messy, but what we know right now is it's NRG versus 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and the Ashe pickup for NRG, obviously that can go bot or support, but it's also a nice takeaway from 100 Thieves because Varus Ashe is such a tough lane to deal with how much push and poke they have.
And so with a lot of the changes going into the patch, the big question that I had was just going to be, what is the priority going to be on bans? In terms of Kalista, is Kalista going to get banned? Which teams are willing to play her? We just saw at the last game, Cloud9 was willing to pick her immediately. This game, 100 Thieves aren't willing to pick her. I mean, we just saw Seraphine picked up Seraphine Karma in the last two games that we saw from 100 Thieves bot lane. So we wanted to see if there was going to be a different look. Seems like they didn't want to actually prioritize it or play it. So with Rakan being hovered, I want to see if there is a new look for Meech and
Eyla?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite confident that that's going to be a Varus bot for Meech. It's one of the things Kangas was hoping to have happen being on patch 14.2 without the use of double support items. But I'd also say many people are favoring NRG in this game, and is also no surprise with what's happened during the offseason. 100 Thieves, one of the youngest, least experienced rosters in the league so far. If we actually, we pulled some fun stats. The total LCS games played between NRG and 100 Thieves is vast, the difference between the two teams. NRG, thousands of games. Well, not cumulatively, all their players adding them up together, 1,457 games versus 208 on 100 Thieves. And over half of those games are actually from River. Sniper and Meech are playing in their third LCS game.
Yeah, and that doesn't include River's PCS LMS time.
Correct,
obviously.
just the LCS.
Just LCS games. Yeah, I'd love to see the radar chart to see how much Huhi is just dragging that average up. I guess Contractz has a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, here you can see the 100 Thieves guys. Eyla sneaking up there at 65 games definitely is the one that caught me off guard, but Quid, Meech, River.
And it lines up with a lot of the expectations that we and the community have had when it came to this roster for 100 Thieves. It's just going to be the experience that River's bringing on that helps the team alongside them. And then you look at NRG's side. A lot of games, obviously, for this roster. You can see it from the experience that they had last year, being able to win the championship. So Huhi being brought up to the team, I think, was a huge benefit for them. Yeah,
and also for those of you wondering why Huhi's at 518, he played during the best of 3 era in LCS in 2016, so he was stacking
that is true.
Very quickly back then, over 50 a split. But let's get back to the draft.
Bad news for, you wanted Jarvan slammed?
I didn't want Jarvan slammed. That was me. Yeah, not allowed. It makes sense. I think it works really well with their composition. 100 Thieves comp, yes. You have River that can pilot it excellently, but also the Rakan
pressing R on Jhin Ashe.
Yes.
Yeah.
End them.
With Rakan, like, it's just a disgusting setup, so they don't want to see it at all. But I like to see the Ashe Jhin bot lane, which was pretty prevalent during Champions Queue and heavily in solo queue. It's really hard to break up, so it's going to be on River to try and find ways to at least pressure it, burn something to make it less oppressive to Meech and Eyla.
And one small point is this is a second TF ban.
It is.
So this must be something that we covered how TF has different itemization. You can go AD with the changes that came through on 14.2. So that must be something they're seeing in scrims.
And I think this being the first week that the LCS is playing so close to the patch dropping, the patch dropped Tuesday, there was a micro patch on Thursday. I'm seeing a lot of fear bans, honestly.
Yeah.
Game 1, Cloud9 blue side banned Karma, even though we think it is very first pickable. Then also Twisted Fate was phase 1 banned. It's just like, has this guy played Twisted Fate in the past? Yes. Well, we don't really know what it does, so let's ban it. I think over time that's going to decrease because whenever you ban something like that preemptively, you're leaving yourself open to something else. So Jayce being picked there for Dhokla, I think in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, they could theoretically flex it, but they're probably going to save that counter pick. I mean, NRG has been one of the teams where I think the platonic ideal of this team is when you can flex a bunch of picks between mid and top.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to be seeing Akali go into the mid lane, presumably for 100 Thieves, although we did see the Cassante flex mid last night, I believe, in LCK, if I remember correctly. Last night or the night before.
Very true, and Quid's been looking so much better, like a completely different player than he was in 2023. I think a lot of that is River, so look in this game for a lot of action around Sejuani and whichever melee Quid decides to play in the mid lane, whether it be Akali or Cassante.
I like the hover on Azir. They already have heavy amount of poke right now from Jayce and Jhin. And of course, good setup with Ashe. So anything that provides consistent amount of damage that is an answer to the Sejuani and Rakan, I think would be a good one. So it's going to be an Azir for the pick.
They really need DPS.
Yeah, 100%. So which draft do you guys prefer right now between the two?
I mean, this is going to be similar to my answer to last game. So much of it depends on the players. I think right now, I think NRG is still going to win the game based off this draft. But if I was just picking, like, which one do I feel like has the most options or the most balance, I'd say 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the NRG poke comp is really interesting to me. I've talked to Huhi before, actually, just about his teams, trusting his teams to be able to execute poke comps generally, because they do require a little bit more higher level of execution positioning. So that's something to keep in mind, because 100 Thieves do have the tools to jump on some of these more mobile carries.
Yeah, and before Ashe support was even in the meta, I remember years ago, Huhi was on that. He was the one that really wanted to play Ashe, was trying to convince his teammates to do it. So when we were having conversation about like which player would benefit the most off live patch and also just super experimental, it always had been Huhi to me. So it's going to be exciting to see him actually finally get that chance to operate the pick.
Yeah, when you've played 500 LCS games, what's one more and what's a live patch? Because he's seen about 85 different patches, but that's going to do it for us from the lounge. Let's send it back to Kangas and Kobe.
Thank you very much, Jatt, and everybody at the lounge. We are back for game 2 of week 2 at LCS. We got NRG taking on 100 Thieves. What are your thoughts? We saw the lounge's breakdown of the draft, Kobe. I want to get your thoughts on the draft, specifically the bot lane, because this is going to be a very different look for 100 Thieves into a very experienced NRG.
Yeah, I'm always of the preference to go with like the aggressive side. Like I love Ashe Jhin. It is kind of risky on red side.
Yep.
Red side bottom lane. Every bottom laner knows on the new season got a lot more risky. There are holes in the walls behind you. Everybody's coming down to gank you. If mid lane also goes the other way, then you could have an Akali coming down to help out with those, and that can also always be painful. So it'll definitely be dangerous, but I kind of like how NRG have Jayce on top side for possible threat and an Ashe Jhin lane, because Ashe Jhin lanes are always looking for for that pressure too. And the Hawk shot should help you keep track of the enemy jungler.
True.
These junglers are, of course, two of our most prominent ganking junglers in the entire LCS. There is, in fact, already in chat a poll who you think is going to gank more. It is still ongoing. You can vote right now.
We're going to keep track of it, too, throughout the game. We're going to be making sure we know who has more ganks happen. The production will be judging if it counts as a gank or not. So eyes on the junglers. River is very exciting. River and Quid were the two that had me. I don't know where you put 100 Thieves on your list, actually. I don't remember.
I put them higher than, I think, all of the other LCS polls. I had them like 5th, I think.
Nice. Yeah, I had them around 6th.
I had heard some really positive things pre-season with them getting together and having more success than people thought that they would.
Quid looked fantastic in Champs Queue. River's one of the best, if not the best jungler in my eyes in the LCS. So that's why I rank them higher, but I'm also excited.
Contractz has something to say to you then.
Hey, that's why we got the counter. They can tell us in game.
Currently right now, River is crushing the gank counter, by the way. This is not a who is the better jungler poll.
Hey, if I play solo queue, that's who's the better jungler.
Exactly. This is a who's going to gank more poll that is up right now.
Sure. Well, but another reason I'm excited about 100 Thieves, I talked about it a little bit during the lounge, but I want to re-talk about it now because it's relevant. The bot lane, Meech is playing the Varus this time around as opposed to that double support item stacking lane that is more weak side. I want to see 100 Thieves play to Meech, and I'm hoping that Meech has a pop-off performance because from the Challengers League, I know it's rare that we have these players that come in and just pop off immediately, but I think if anybody has the highest potential, I actually have Meech pretty high up there. So hopefully, cross my fingers, but it's up to the player to prove it. So can Meech hang with the bot lane of NRG, who have a lot of experience playing together?
Both of these bottom lanes actually did all games of their first weekend double support item as well. So it's not just the 100 Thieves and Meech side playing the double supports and having to change their evil ways coming onto patch 14.2, where of course we had the patch changes, thank you Freak, that adjusted support items to count for anyone on your team that has bought one towards the penalty for gold farming. So double support items is basically gone. And now both these teams are going to adapt to the new patch. They played so far 100% of the LCS games with it.
That's interesting. I didn't know that about Energy. I knew about 100 Thieves. I didn't realize it about
I was going to do a pop quiz later where I was going to be like, how many support items were bought in the first week between these two teams?
Yeah, I would have failed that quiz.
It was going to be...
I'm really happy that we're, filling a little bit of time here, so I don't have to have that egg on my face. We are waiting to get into game. We should be getting in very shortly here, but the players are taking their time. We're content maxing. This is so that the YouTube VOD goes longer. That's that ad revenue, baby.
I like that we're getting a lot more coach shots, too. Make the coaches real characters here as well. Golden Glue we just saw previously. Now you're looking at Think Card.
Does anybody have a Player of the Week statue? Blabber had his up. I don't know. I don't see any up. There's players up on that stage that have won those, right?
I mean, if Player of the Week, we only had 1 week so far.
Oh, well, I'm looking at past weeks.
Just counting weeks over here.
Look, man, I already said I would have failed the quiz.
It's funny because I actually have one of them also, so I could have brought my...
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, you need to have that up on the casting booth every time.
All right, next time I'll bring that one for you.
How'd you get one?
They used me as the test dummy for the first one to see if it works.
Best way to do it. Well, we see the coaches fist bumping on stage. We know what that means. 100 Thieves versus NRG Kia, ready to take to the Rift and get us into our second game of week 2 for the LCS, the defending champions, taking on the upstarts.
Okay, the poll is closed.
Ooh.
Stop the counts. River has won 65%
on
of
Sejuani.
65% of people think that Sejuani is going to gank more than this Vi.
I love it.
Have you watched Contractz before?
Okay, but have you looked at the nameplates? This is an instance you don't look at the champions. So I mean,
Sejuani does, especially for as far as tank junglers go. Sejuani is very good at ganking, and the analyst has touched on it. Double melee solo laners is the area where you get the most of Sejuani ganks. So
either of those solo lanes would be pretty juicy, especially the top lane for Jayce. We haven't talked much about top lane as we see a slight late invade here from NRG. I don't know how much they're actually going to go for or if it's just the ward placed. But top lane, Dhokla, this is his second Jayce game of the split, and a sniper who's taking a step back from the carry role, going onto the Cassante. Sniper's also somebody, obviously, we've talked about a lot in week 1.
Yeah.
He played the Riven. It was fun to see.
Pretty hype.
And oh no! Already?
If we're going to get a pause, it's better to do it now.
True. Again, content.
Then after a Orianna Shockwave was just been delivered into the whole team.
That was a very funny time to have a pause, though, in its defense.
This is our meditation pause. This is a focus up. Everyone clear your mind. Prep for the coming game.
See, I mean, you say that. I'm sure everyone at home can follow that, but I just can't stop thinking about how much Raz is probably celebrating because that was on his bingo card. We'd have a pause in game.
Why would he spoke it into existence.
Yeah. Well, I think I cursed us because I said we wouldn't have any pauses. So I'm already like -3 on that one.
Yep.
Rough day to be Steve.
I mean, honestly, though, I would cast my vote on the Contractz spamming gank side of it. I think that especially when NRG find their success, it is when he is being very proactive, which is most of his games, and especially around Palafox and Dhokla. So, and Dhokla, like you mentioned, he's playing the Jayce into the Cassandra here, so should have some pushing power, should be going for that harassment, trying to play aggressively. And we'll see what...
I have gotten an update here, Kobe. So I want to hop in. I want to hop in because, again, we're live. They can't stop me. So I'm going to ask that we get a Twitch poll.
I could stop you.
We've heard that the pause was because of a setting adjustment. So I'm curious, who do we think needs to change their settings?
This, we really actually just get to blame
a Twitch
player.
Poll? Yeah, we do, yeah.
All right, who was it? Yeah. I mean, it's hard to poll with 10 possible answers. So
but I think personality-wise,
I think you could just really spam the chat, like
yeah. Whoever your favorite player is, probably at that point.
I mean, actually, that's kind of good news to me. At least there wasn't an actual technical issue.
True.
It was player lapse of judgment. We'll just call that one.
I like the soft wording there.
Yeah.
As Quid and Palafox in the mid lane here, duking it out early on. Another Azir game. We haven't seen Corki Azir yet, though, and the Akali is that counter pick you were talking about.
That's how we do it in North America, baby. We go for the kill answer, not the Corki answer. Akali, level 6.
Especially when River's going to have the most ganks. You know, you got that Sejuani jungle and an
quick question
early on.
Yeah. How close does a champion have to be for it to be considered a gank? We left it up to the discretion of our production team right now, so...
I'm going to say not an invade on the blue buff, but... I hear your point, and
I just ganked that blue buff, man.
Yeah. Look, I'm
ganking the Gromp now too.
A little goon in here. All right, River, taking 2 camps away now.
Yeah, you're gonna have a bunch of chat that voted for River having the most ganks, being like, that counts.
That counts.
Of course,
hear me
right.
out.
This though.
Contractz hasn't noticed yet, and this would be a gank. River's looking level 3. Wrapping around here. Huhi and FBI, they saw it coming, and that will be flash out of Huhi, but that is it. That also will tell Contractz that the Sejuani was invading. So what does Contractz want to do with that information?
He's angry. Probably look for some red buff, because they saw that River does not have a red buff currently. Yeah. So if you know he took your blue buff and he's headed over this side of the map, Contractz zeroed in.
Oh, yeah!
There's one for River.
One for River.
Does it count as a gank if it happens in the jungle?
I don't know, but Contractz is finding River regardless. River does still have flash. Does he even try and use it? Good trade of damage onto Contractz and does not need to flash away. We'll wait to see if production, because again, it's production that decides if it's a gank or not.
Yeah, those are always interesting, because if you're just going to duel the enemy jungler,
that's an invade.
This is an age-old question. Can junglers themselves be ganked? I would say most junglers can tell you, yes, I can be ganked.
Okay.
If it's like a mid lane Talon flipping over the back of my red buff wall and killing me, I'm like, wow, I just got ganked.
Sure, so it's, but if it's the jungle opponent.
If it's a jungle opponent, though, that's not a gank. That's an invade. That's fair game. You're both junglers. Jungle is jungle. Doesn't matter which side of the map it's on.
Well, regardless of what you call it, Contractz walks away with the red buff and feeling pretty good about the series of events. Really all that happened was Huhi lost flash at the end of the day, but now maybe more, because Contractz is still going for an invade topside. He's got Dhokla in his back pocket. River has no business walking up to this blue buff. Should be able to get away just fine, but
I told you, don't piss him off.
Yeah.
You steal his blue buff, he's gonna be angry.
No, that's a gank. Wait, that's a gank, right? But it's a Dhokla gank. It's not a.
So it doesn't count for River or Contractz. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is also a award, a gold star to your top laner, because top laners, especially, you know, coming, if you have the pushing matchup here, coming to help out your jungler with this counter jungle, is going to determine a lot of the game. As much fun as we're having with the counting of ganks here, this is the determining factor, is how much payment they're getting for that Huhi flash. Like you said, the Huhi flash is all that 100 Thieves got out of it, and now Quid at 150 HP.
It's spilling to mid lane because Contractz was still up in the jungle. Flash to knock up Quid, who's trying to get out of there, does use the flash himself. And Palafox fancies himself the dive. River with the counter gank and first blood on the Contractz.
So I would say that is a gank for both. Because Contractz just ganked mid lane, even though he's the one who died.
Yeah!
There we go.
One for each.
Contractz was on a ward. So the key part there is the extra information.
League of Legends, yeah.
That is perfect. Clip that reaction. That is, every time there's a pause, that's my reaction.
That's it, yep.
What the?
LCS Socials, you're welcome. Austin, you're welcome.
I love that. He turned around. That reaction was to a ref or something, probably. You know, that's like standing behind.
I like to think it was me shouting League of Legends, but no, it's probably a ref. Probably a ref.
True. But yeah, so as we're really gank focused this game, a lot of things you have to evaluate these ganks. And this is why junglers will always switch over to sweepers very early. In fact, possibly even before their first back. You know, sometimes you go place a defensive ward and then go back to base level 1 and still switch over. But pretty much almost always by your second base. So you have a sweeper so that you don't go for a gank while you're over a ward. Then your opponents have time to set up the counter gank or get into position. You could tell that's one reason Quid reacted so quickly on Akali with the Shroud, because he knew Contractz was coming for him. So as soon as, even though Contractz flashed in, boom, got the Akali Shroud down. He flashed out. River was able to flash in and get it.
I'm not sure what the pause is. We're investigating now. We'll let you know as we know it. But I'm curious if we can run a replay of that dive again, because I want to see it through Palafox's lens. Why wasn't he able to get that kill? He flashed forward and tried to commit the Conquering Sands, but it just wasn't enough. So I kind of want to see, what happened in that instance from Palafox's perspective.
You want to see League of Legends
I want to see League of
a
Legends.
genius mid laner's eyeballs?
Exactly. Yeah.
Get into the mind of a genius midfielder.
You say midfielder?
Yeah, that was the quote from Worlds. That's why it's so famous. There's a big meme.
I missed that part of the quote.
They interviewed Xiaohu about Palafox, and he actually was very complimentary of Palafox. But the funniest part is that the clip that went viral was a Google translated clip, and so that's why the clip is this genius midfielder Palafox. Here's another look at it.
I was the one sharing a different Palafox meme around Worlds, but we won't talk about that because we do have the replay here. Okay, so watch Palafox.
So you're purely looking at can he hit his damage.
Oh,
really good.
The shuriken from Quid. Okay, yeah, because if he gets another auto or two there, he should get that.
But look at that Sejuani damage with the aftershock from River there, getting the kill in the jungle. And Quid then didn't have to back either. You know, he was really sticking around, wanted to stick around for a lot of the experience and stuff for this minion wave that was at his tower. Really big minion wave built up there.
Yeah.
Is the whole reason that you start that dive, chunked him out, got the big minion wave built up, so you're looking for the advantage there. But nice little turnaround. And this is why everyone, when River was announced as a pickup for 100 Thieves, was kind of blown away. Golden Guardians is really sad that team no longer exists, but 100 Thieves, they're pretty happy with being able to pick up River.
They're ecstatic.
Because of it.
River's an incredible jungler. And we do have an update on the reason for the pause. It is an audio issue on stage, so they are fixing that as we speak. Hopefully, it's a quick fix. It's nothing that should be too crazy.
Oh, do we get the reason behind the Dhokla reaction?
Ooh.
Because I hear this replay is going to be some top information for us.
All right. I can't wait to see it.
We've got a replay here of what happened top. What was the WTF?
So this is while the dive's happening. He's down a level. Sniper's getting good damage on him to start off. Okay. Oh, flashes away. Nicely played. Ooh, smooth moves from Big Dokes. Yeah.
I don't know if this isn't the reason for the pause, right?
I don't believe so. This is
not the reason for the pause. That was just interesting.
We just missed it because of the dive happening. And look at the man who just did the sidestep, the flash away to safety.
I was looking that whole time. I was like, I'm going to be a bug hunter. Like, what's the pause? I was waiting for it the whole time, and there was no drop.
I was waiting to see, did somebody die top lane while the dive was happening mid?
This all looks like normal stuff.
Dhokla is, though, doing your advice. You know, he's meditating. He's taking some time.
Yeah, full recline on the chair.
Speaking of, what do you do before going into a cast? What's your, warm-up ritual? Do you do tongue twisters? Do you, sing a song?
I usually do. I didn't today, but I usually do.
Sure.
Just to warm up the mouth.
Okay, yeah. I've been working on my John.
Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
Yeah, there we go. That
I
one's
do
good.
both versions. The she sells seashells by the seashore. Sally sells seashells by the Sally version is easier than the she version.
Okay.
Try and say it fast.
I haven't
Try
tried
and say
that one.
it
Wait,
fast
what
right
are the
now.
words I'm going for?
Do Sally sells seashells by the seashore, and then do she sells
Sally sells Sally
Production's
sells seashells
getting in
by
our
the
ears at the
seashore.
same
Yeah,
time.
I noticed that right as I started. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. There we go.
Yeah, but you have to say it
She
fast. Both of
sells
them alternating, and you keep
seashells
going.
by
Don't
the
stop.
seashore.
Yeah, keep going.
No, I'm happy with how I performed in the first
Yep,
time. So
sounds good.
We're just gonna leave it there. All right. Well, again, there is a pause due to audio issues happening right now on stage, but it is a pretty hype match for NRG and for 100 Thieves. Both of them sitting 1-1. So I want to talk context for each of these teams. It's early season, but I want to get your reactions, Kobe, because we haven't had a chance to talk. This is our first cast together, by the way. Happy to have you up here with me. What were your impressions of these teams after week one? Starting with 100 Thieves. They're very young squad. We actually had a fun thing that we checked out. They have the record right now for the least cumulative LCS games that their roster has played. And NRG has the highest cumulative games in LCS. And it's not even close. I don't know if we can actually run that. I believe we had a graphic to highlight that, but it just shows the experience differential. Now, obviously, players like River will have more experience elsewhere, but just looking at LCS stage games, 100 Thieves is very, very green.
Yeah, they are, and I was pretty happy with the way that they went about their week one, considering that they do have a lot of these players, like you're saying, that don't have a lot of stage games. Some of them, in fact, none, and they allowed General Sniper, just pick whatever you want, grab the Riven, and they built a Seraphine Senna team comp to allow for a melee frontline carry like that, and actually have a team comp that is good with a Riven. So it's like you're getting someone on a comfortable champion into a composition where they also get their bottom lane, especially with Meech, to be able to have something that's pretty easy to execute. I mean, Seraphine AP carry is definitely pretty easy, and they went double support items both games, as we already noted. So
different look now for 100 Thieves. Okay. And we'll start talking about NRG in a second here, but since we do still have the pause, we're actually going to bring in some members of the lounge, because I hear that Raz maybe has some gloating to do based on a certain square he put on his bingo card. Raz, I don't know if you hear us yet, but now you got the podium if you want to gloat. This is now
Take that,
two pauses.
Kangas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Though I shouldn't be happy about a pause.
I
You said that you were a curse.
Yeah, I did curse it.
But who cursed it more? Was it Raz saying we would have a pause, or was it me saying we wouldn't?
Kangas takes 100% of the
Raz,
blame.
Raz specifically said
No,
game
Kangas
should
takes
pause.
100% of the blame. Actually, I have a question for
I blame
Kobe out
both
there.
of you.
Mostly
sir.
just to tilt Kobe as a jungler. So remember the river clear on first, like his first clear, basically, and bot lane from NRG ended up catching him out, and basically the gank didn't work.
Yeah, and they only got Huhi's flash out of it.
Yeah, why do you think they walked back? You're gonna hate this answer.
What?
You're gonna hate this.
Was it not because of movement on the lane of Meech and Eyla?
It was because of Ashe Hawk shot that caught out that the blue side jungle was not taken by Sejuani, and that she was possibly behind him.
Yeah, I mean that's a smart check. That's a smart check.
Interesting.
I want to get into comms and see if it was Contractz that called for it.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
We know Contractz is a very vocal jungler who will track the enemy jungle pathing.
And the energy response after that was so good. You know, he tracks him down, bullies him off the Krugs, steals back the red. He's not done either. Then he goes to the other side, fights him off the blue buff.
And it's a bot lane, the red side bot lane, that's controlling the wave push early, because you don't want to be the one pushed in. You want to utilize that range advantage so you don't get dove early on. We saw the River was there at the timer that I saw many Champs Q games, the very squishy no-peel bot lane get punished, but they weren't punished this time around. So I'm happy to see that we are getting the double marksman still, but I'm also happy to see that they're playing so aggressive and playing the lane well.
Yeah.
You got Meech on a carry as well. He's not playing Seraphine again.
That's all me. I'll take credit.
Yeah, congratulations, Kangas. Good job.
And we saw Sniper walking in with a tucked-in jersey.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Oh, he did? I didn't notice.
we got that too.
Has anybody actually kept track of bingo cards? I have no idea where I'm at with them.
Yeah, we're not doing it either. We have no idea.
remembered
Okay.
some of our squares, but we haven't been doing a very thorough job of keeping track of anything.
Well, it took me about 5 minutes to bring up the grub conversation on our end, so I know I at least got that one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Callista was free, so we both got Callista. So, I think the bingo cards, we'll definitely check back on them at the end of the day just to see where we're at with it. But yeah,
I mean, you guys didn't bring enough for everybody, so it's basically.
Oh, you
just
didn't get one?
You guys playing?
Oh, I didn't know.
I don't know. I feel like everybody else was kind of left out, and they're like, okay, it's
You can take Jatt's
Kobe,
one.
I would
Jatt
love
didn't even
for you.
use one.
Yeah, I would have loved to see your bingo card because Jatt just didn't do one.
Yeah, I noticed.
I thought it was plenty of information. I also got some great news just now.
Oh, we're done with the pause.
That we're almost done with the pause. So as soon as gameplay happens, we're gonna just
Peace
they're
out.
just gonna turn our mics off, and it's gonna be back to
Perfect.
Kangas and Kobe, which for some people is also great news.
That's all.
So it's just like 2 bits of amazing news just now.
So how come they're not showing you guys? What are you guys doing right now?
Yeah,
We're just
What's, where's the
disembodied
visuals?
voices. Haven't you
Just
ever
floating
just
around.
wanted to be a ghost?
I like to imagine Raz isn't even in the analyst desk or the lounge. Sorry, the lounge room.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Where is he? What's
I
he
don't know.
doing?
Yeah, he's
a
behind
snack
you.
or something.
Is he the reason for these
No,
pauses?
behind me I got 2 Timo hats and a BMO hat. So
I could be kicking an audio cord right now.
He's gone to
Raz.
extreme lengths to make sure he wins bingo.
I'll do what I can.
Wait,
Raz just had all of his bingo card things be things he has control over.
yeah, can I just point out, because they brought the bingo cards up in studio behind us,
Oh, they did.
Raz in the same line, in the same horizontal line, has 50-minute game.
Ooh.
And that's in game time, in the same row as game 2 pause.
And also sniper jersey tuck.
Yeah.
Oh, but he can't get the River Jarvan anyways, though.
Maybe tomorrow?
Unless we count it tomorrow. Yeah.
I don't know if they actually go 2 days or not.
I'm fully
I
planning on
think they
2
should go
days.
2 days because I'm never going to get it otherwise.
This is what we're doing. Meteos was saying on the dive that, LCS felt like it went too fast last weekend. He wanted more content. This is it.
Oh, I think I have it, honestly.
You
So
do not.
middle, top down, Karma 100%
Already?
presence. That's what's going to happen.
We gotta stop with these bingo cards. Nobody can see them.
My bad.
No,
We're
it's
just
a visual
reading off.
gag for
Also,
an audio medium. It's
I don't
perfect.
care.
What I do care about, and I want to hear.
there we go.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Now you can go. Now you can talk about it. It's
Fine.
fine.
About it. That's fine. But yeah, so
I'm
Emily's.
losing.
If you want to go down it, you could.
The only thing I've got, I think, is 6 grubs plus Rift Herald Exodia,
Ooh.
which C9 did in game 1.
I see a problem with yours, though. You put Fudge specifically on the Udyr proxy.
Yeah, that's
You would
true.
have such a better chance if you just left it at Udyr proxy.
I kind of inted myself,
Yeah.
honestly.
That's harsh. You
We
name
did-
tagged a bunch. You got Jensen Jensen Orion is kind of free.
You got the Renata Glask?
Yeah.
Yeah, Renata and Felios I got.
No one is counterpicking with Darius. I'm going to put that right now. That's not going to happen. We don't have. Yeah.
Come on. I want to see it.
We're not getting
Keen
that
did
much
it. Quacker did it. LCS can do it. All right, switch to someone else's. I already inted myself.
I want to
Oh,
continue
here's
to
Raz.
critique
So,
it.
Raz, you said the middle top down.
So Karma 100% presence, I just feel is going to happen. Game
Yeah.
2 pause, literally, we're in the middle of it. Corki versus
I hate
Azir.
you, Raz.
So,
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Game 2 pause, like that one's going to happen. Corki versus Azir, yes. And then no laner going for tenacity rune stat. That's actually something that it's going to be really hard to track. I'm going to have to ask the
Yeah.
stat team. But I feel like the scaling health and flat health has just been the constant. And there's a lot of tenacity in items and in other runes if you want to go in other trees. So I feel like that one's a bit redundant.
Yeah. No, I think you got a really good line
Yeah.
from the top down middle here.
I'm winning. I'm telling you right now.
Ooh, the Jensen Oriana we'll see in game 3. Corki Azir hasn't happened because you need Corki versus Azir.
Yes,
Yeah.
it has. Both of that has to happen, which I feel like is a guarantee. That should be the free space.
The no laner uses tenacity rune stat is bold.
I agree with Raz. I think that tenacity rune stat is a bait one.
Yeah.
It's not very valuable.
Did they nerf it this season?
No,
They just added it. They just,
Oh, that rune stat.
That rune stat.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're talking about the stat shard, not the
Yes.
tenacity
Yeah, the shards.
alacrity
Yeah.
tree.
Exactly, and I feel like there's already too much tenacity in the game because they put it in Sterix Gauge, and there was another item as well. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was an MR attack speed item that I cannot, for my life, think of it. But then, of course, there's already enough tenacity in the green and yellows page, so there's enough. There's enough. You don't need it.
Okay, I got an update.
Yes.
So we are, in fact, now chrono breaking.
Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe!
Somebody lost health during the last 5 seconds when they disconnected from the game. So we're chrono breaking back 5 seconds to 5:09. The timer on the pause was 5:14. So
Isn't that like
Jatt-
mid Sejuani fight?
Yeah.
Jatt lied is all that I'm taking away. He told me.
I think Kobe decided to change the rules. Yeah. No, that is unfortunate. It's like you're doing a review for an audio issue, and you're like, actually, just kidding. There was lag. So break. That's unfortunate. But at least the 5-minute chrono break is going to be faster than the 30-minute chrono break.
True. We get more gameplay after this chrono break for sure.
Because chrono breaks start from the beginning, and you have to get up to whatever you're going to. So at least.
I have a very important question now that we're seeing all of these shots of players.
Yeah.
Would you actually be able to fall asleep on stage?
No, but I know Raz would.
Yes, immediately.
Yeah, I think I could too, actually. Those are comfy chairs. Have you ever sat in them?
I have. I've played in them, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we did. We've done quite a few stage matches. Did you ever catch like our super old ones that we did, like Doombots?
Oh yeah, I remember the April Fool's ones. Yeah, those were
the
classic.
goated one. Urfitational.
Yeah, you were in that one too,
favorite.
right?
Yeah, I was. I'm undefeated against Kobe in show matches.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually had lost every show match that I had ever played in for like 7 years. until
about as long as Cloud9's been being Dignitas.
Yeah, until we played the one versus EU, and I jungled versus Medic, and I crushed.
Nice. That's another win for NA.
So we got him. Yeah.
All right, so what I'm hearing is we need to expand on this. We need another show match between Jatt and Kobe. But I am hearing that we're back in a game. Thank you, everybody at the lounge, for helping us out there as the audience are live at the Riot Games Arena cheers on because we got gameplay.
Okay. Refocus. We heard about it last week. Blabber was talking about one of the biggest things was losing focus during the pause. Thankfully, this is super early into the game, so there's not much to refocus on. But grubs are now up, so 5-minute timer here, looking towards the top side. It was a repeat invades there from Contractz, and since they have Dhokla teleporting the Jayce back to top lane right now, try and get push out, they should have grub control.
Yeah, I don't see 100 Thieves contesting because of where River is on the map right now. He's looking bot side. FBI is actually playing the vision very well here.
Did they see the...
Ayla's going in for the engage. Jumps onto Huhi, who has the flash available. FBI is not the target. We're looking at the support, and that should just be a guaranteed kill. Add another one to the counter. River gets Meech a kill.
And since Contractz is actually clearing wolves right now, it's not super close to the grubs. So River with the repeat on bottom side, this time around, another gank. It looks like chat was correct.
I love the noise. That's the best part.
Yeah, and that one was a very successful one. So not a lot of time invested for River. He has camps on the bottom side here to be able to do afterwards too, so very efficient.
And I'm going to go back to what I was hoping 100 Thieves would pivot to on this patch. Play to bot side, play to Meech. Early on in this game, they are doing just that. Mid lane also having some action. But now can 100 Thieves' bot lane survive this? They are backing off. They see Contractz hanging around. Good on them to spot the enemy jungler and read the situation. They were not safe.
All right. Continuing to track what top laners are doing after pushing out, Jayce into a tank matchup as well. We see a little attempt at a river roam here from Dhokla. Went all the way past the grubs, and it causes Sniper to come down and ward them to get visual confirmation that nobody's stealing or sneaking one away. One of my favorite things is just yoinking one grub on a little drive-by. As a jungler, if you have Smite, it's so insanely quick and easy. Because they only get the extra shield once you kill one, so the other two take quite a while. But if you have Smite, you can just insta-one and then continue on your merry little way.
They're not going for the grubs, though. They're actually going for the dragon earlier on. They had the option to go for the top play. Instead, opt for bot because of that chunk bot lane. They saw that they were going to go for the back. They found the window. Top lane skirmishing a little bit here as River's actually onto the grubs.
All right, keep track of that mid lane matchup because Quid now with the level 6 here for Akali with the Sork shoes for the penetration has been answered kind of early for Palafox. He went into an early no magic mantle, really trying to build against that Akali. Big part of the reason why you pick the champion as a Azir counter is for the kill possibility towards this stage of the game. But right now...
Lands on a Meech. Eyla stopping the current call from FBI, but here comes Contractz. Has the Vi ultimate, and we'll get a kill for FBI.
FBI gets the shot at right at the end there. Flash and cleanse down for Meech now too.
Yeah.
Going to be much more difficult here.
Hey, 3-2 on the game count. And this is really rough time for Meech to go down. He was falling behind in the CS. Yeah, got that early kill on to Huhi, but CS, FBI was ahead the whole time.
Yeah, FBI has been pummeling them. after the extra re-invade there from Contractz on the bottom side, but River's up top,
Not
level
to be
6.
outdone. Not to be outdone. River says, I heard the counter on the big TV. We're going to go for our own Glacial Prison to start things off. Dhokla's a pretty squishy Jayce. As all out pop by Sniper, River tanks the perfect amount of shots and gets his top laner a kill.
Contractz gets here, but this... Okay, so they count the River one. Contractz does get there and clear out. Yeah, I was going to see if they were going to count the other one. Because technically you're up there, but he's just clearing out the wave, hovering the wave. We'll see how liberal they get with what counts and what doesn't.
Not going to be one there, but Contractz does see his top laner go down. That's the danger of picking something like the Jayce. If you don't have your jungler to back you up, or a mid laner who has teleport to jump up to that top turret, pretty easily diveable. So good to see 100 Thieves being very active. I mean, this is why we have the counter, because we know River's going to be active, but he's impacted every single lane already pre-10 minutes.
And Contractz has been very active as well. You know, because some of the things that he did were jungle invades and not counted as ganks, it doesn't show quite as much on the graphic, but both of these junglers we know are some of the most active in the LCS. Bottom side, though, I think this is probably the biggest issue so far, has been the discrepancy in the CS that has occurred because of the timings of these off of those mid waves pushing, or bottom waves pushing in, and FBI here has made good use, turning it into a very quick early Storm Razor pick.
Big power spike for the Jhin. We saw how much damage that 4-shot did last time. It's going to do even more this time around, but we're in for the next objectives to spawn up here. So far, keeping track of the junglers. They're both on the same side of the map, but River's going to path top to clear out these camps. Dhokla got the wave crash at the perfect time, because now he's not going to be in the worst spot here as River is hanging up there, because River still has flash. Dhokla does too, but there is still a window that River could look for a repeat gank.
Yeah, his ultimate's coming up very shortly, it looks like.
But we do have a gank immediately bot side. Contractz jumps in onto Eyla, doesn't commit the ultimate.
Yeah, it's not going to be anything there with Rakan, just easy slip out. But yeah, River's ultimate comes back up right now, so possibility of spamming that sucker on.
Hey, we count that. Okay, it was in the. You don't know. I'd count it. It wasn't in the lane.
To me, that's a fair fight over vision, because they knew Contractz was just clearing the wards up there, so they know, and so Eyla knows.
What do we think? What do we think? Riot Games doing? Was that an actual gank?
Crowd, was that a gank?
Was that a gank? I'm hearing some boos.
They agree with me. I feel like, okay, was it not a gank?
There we go.
See?
Yeah.
Fair fight over vision. But production have all the power here, so they count it.
Well, either way, River is still ahead, whether we count that one or not. But he hasn't done anything since that last gank topside. He's just gone for the full clear. Dragon's coming up in under a minute now. Oh,
wait,
look at that!
They subtract.
Redacted. We corrected it. That was you, Arena.
Production,
that was the fans.
Production listens to the people, so they're allowed to
Never
make
let
changes.
it be said. The production does not respect the will.
Wow, I wonder how far they could push that then. Could chat just fully control?
No, actually, Dignitas did win that game. Yeah. Can we go back?
We voted on it. So.
All right, Dragon setup seems to be the name of the game for 100 Thieves right now, as Ayla's on the map, getting out of that bot lane and clearing out some of this vision. It's up in 10 seconds, and River is here on time.
Okay, Huhi's at least got one ward down, but they did see it placed, so Eyla immediately pink ward, they clear it out.
Contractz is hanging around too. I'm looking at the teleports. Dhokla and Sniper both have it, but Sniper's starting to fight against Dhokla while we're prepping for the Dragon. I don't think Dokla's gonna have much health bar to work with now.
Phase rush.
He doesn't go down though. Sniper wants it. Oh, he's going Undertow, gets flash out of Big Dokes. Does he want to commit for more? I believe he has, no, he has Ghost actually. It was popped right there. Oh, he gets it! No way! The rookie top laner solo kills Dhokla.
New kid on the block. Sniper gets the solo.
River! We're gonna catch out Contractz down here. He was setting up for the potential Dragon play. They have teleport coming up for Palafox. Contractz will not go down. Flashes away. Meech flash straight into Contract's arms as Huhi picks up that kill. Big shuffle from Palafox. Straight into FBI's waiting arms. NRG might not get the Dragon, but they will slaughter the fight after.
That was actually insane. Contractz lives there. Huhi with the heal on the Ashe, and they both are able to follow. Big win on the bottom side of the map for NRG, turning that engage from River around on them. What an action-packed setup we had here. Exciting solo bolo on the top side, but then NRG with the bigger win on the bottom side of the map, and Palafox afterwards gets to go get a turret plate into the hands of Azir as well.
Big cash-ins for NRG. We talked about the power spike of the Jhin picking up that Storm Razor. He was outputting a lot of damage in that particular fight, and that's just unfortunate that Meech was trying to get away and he flashed directly where Contractz had just flashed. So slight positioning errors from 100 Thieves' side. But we do have a final score because it's gank pre-14 minutes. River with 4, Contractz with 2, maybe 2.5, depending on how hard we want to stretch that.
Yeah, and the caveat for the jungle invades as well.
Yep.
But yeah, really like what this has actually done to the game. Now they're switching up their lane assignments. Dhokla's going bottom here to answer Akali. They've got Palafox up on the top side. His teleport, neither of the teleports are up and ready, and so River just soloing this Rift Herald.
Right now, the global plays do belong to 100 Thieves for that reason. Both of their solo lanes have the ability to get there faster, harder for NRG to actually contest. So 100 Thieves are stepping up big here. I know they're down in gold, but overall, they have been very active on the map. They have lanes to play through. Sniper in particular, looking stellar here on the Cassante.
Certainly is. And this kid, people have been winning literally since he was 14 and hit rank 1 for his debut in the LCS, and his week number 2 here starting off very well with solo kills onto Dhokla's Jayce. I mean, a lot of the top laners, when we interview them, even already are like, oh man, we really want to take down Sniper because it feel like he's got an ego because there's so much hype for him as one of the new younger players in the league.
It feels like he's the first instance of like generational talent. He comes from a family. Like Viper was in LCS before him. Now the younger brother gets a chance to have his shot here too.
All right, well, Contractz here clearing towards bottom side yet again.
And no push. The waves have been cleared. Sniper in the 1v1 against Palafox. NRG have tried the pivot. Dhokla's struggling, and the build, lethality Jayce, not going to do too much to that top lane Cassante. Quid should be just fine down there. So NRG instead put Palafox into the Cassante. I actually do like that look from NRG.
Yeah, after the last solo kill is when they switched it. Contractz here is hovering. So is Huhi though.
Ooh, Quid doesn't quite get onto Dhokla the way he wanted. Gets some damage. Ayla's coming in. Oh, the arrow from Huhi actually lands on the Quid. Now he's locked down. Dhokla's trying to damage up Ayla, though. It's the Rakan that falls first. Curtain has been called. Does not have the range to get Quid, but a good answer from NRG.
Yeah, the supporting long-ranged artillery fire coming from FBI here after they pulled that one off. I feel like this phase rush from Dhokla this time around getting some more value there, kind of running circles around the Akali while they wait for everybody to get down there, but Palafox gets teleported on.
He's got flash, he's fine. That was an ambitious TP, good from Palafox to realize. I don't know who called that TP was coming, but clearly they were paying attention. Yeah. So Quid will not have that. We'll actually just catch the wave though, so it's not the worst, I suppose. At least he's still able to be in a lane that he can get CS.
Yeah, sometimes, if someone's really focused on a play that they're doing on like a tower dive or something, then they won't have the cognizance and the map awareness to be alert to those, but good job there from the NRG squad, and they swap the lanes back here. Gonna answer. Cassante's down bottom again. Azir's down bottom again. This time around, we've waited the full timer for NRG's teleports, so they now have the 2-to-1 advantage in these globals. And really, you're looking at Ashe arrows as the big playmaker right now. So anywhere Contractz goes, well, his Vi ultimate's not actually ready yet, so they might wait a little bit for that, but anywhere he goes, you're watching out Hawk shots and Ashe arrows here to allow that Vi ultimate to have full value and secure a pickoff.
Something we haven't talked too much about, though, is who are we realistically picking? And I'm curious your actual thoughts on that, because we have a very tanky front line with the majority physical damage. Palafox is really going to be the one doing that AP damage to the likes of River and Sniper. So, I mean, Meech has Cleanse, Ayla super mobile. Who do we actually try and hit with that Enchanted Crystal Arrow to start things off?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would try and go for anyone that we actually have numbers advantage and positioning on.
Sure. So less about the champion, more about the location.
And you can get cooldowns for it, right?
Yeah.
As long as you get some good flashes, the cleanse possibility or a large chunk of damage on Sejuani or something like that. Even though it is a very tanky champion, as River does drive the Herald in.
I feel like we need to start doing like a whoa as it like gets closer. The audience has tried to do it a couple times. Next time I got your back.
I'm hoping for some big misses. Those are the funnest ones.
There were a lot in Champs Queue. I had like a highlight reel of those. But it was a trade of objectives as the Herald claimed by 100 Thieves, Dragon claimed by NRG. They are 3,500 gold ahead, plus a lead on the Dragon count. So overall, things still looking pretty good for them. I'm liking what their comp can do at this state of the game. I do wonder, though, outside of Palafox, do they really have the scaling to match 100 Thieves' composition in the late game?
Yeah, I mean, the fights are going to play very differently for both, mainly because these mid laners are so different, obviously, in how you're going to construct your team fight. But they both do have pretty good options here, so I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. As long as Contractz is able to get fairly tanky for energy and they don't have like a big deficit in frontline possibilities. Obviously, 100 Thieves have the Cassante and the Sejuani, so quite beefy there. And
big health bar skin.
Exactly.
Oh, we get the Path of the Baron.
And it's in Aftershock Sejuani, so going to have a lot of the frontline possibilities, and your Frozen Heart aura is so much value. But this Baron is actually my favorite because it's the most different.
It is very different, yeah.
The runway Baron here.
Have you had any instances where the runway actually has a big impact on the game?
Huge instances because of the vision denial. This is so different. This is why it's so different from the other Baron. It gives opportunities almost to both sides and really increases the importance of having the wards on the inside. Because even if a team is kind of like, quote unquote, trapped inside that Baron, there is an exit out the other side. And the walls block Fog of War, so little chunk.
Flash out of Contractz. River buffered the Jhin W with his own Arctic Assault. Really well played there by 100 Thieves' jungler, and that's going to be flashless Contractz for the next couple minutes. Now, Palafox is getting work done in the side lanes as we're back to, catching up on the current game state here. Not a lot of action's been happening recently, but NRG are slowly growing that gold lead through these global plays, through looking to these side lanes. They're looking at Meech now. Cleanse used. No!
Nice.
He still gets rooted up. Curtain called. River jumping back in on the Contractz. The re-engage comes through from 100 Thieves. They get Contractz very low in health, but Palafox is showing up now, has a teleport. He's joined in on the fight. Shock Blast from Dhokla will try and add some extra damage. Ooh, that was a very precarious position for 100 Thieves, but they get Meech out of there.
Yeah, a little bit of damage, and they didn't have to use any super long cooldowns, Varus ultimate, Sejuani ultimate down here, and of course the cleanse, but...
And now we're looking at Huhi. Flashes away, flash follow from River, and that should be enough to claim NRG's support. Sniper's able to sidestep that deadly flourish, and NRG will now have only 4 champs on the Rift.
Said it before, but we're probably going to keep saying it every game for 100 Thieves. This River pickup for them, and as they get invaded by Dhokla by himself.
Face checking into the enemy red buff. Dhokla giving away a kill to 100 Thieves. Sniper, the happy recipient of that one.
Dhokla on the wrong side of Summoner's Rift there.
Yeah, I wonder if they had a call that people were on the top side of the map instead. Palafox at least gets the mid turret. I think that's actually huge for NRG that, they give over the kill gold for Dhokla, but they get the objective gold for Palafox, who in my mind is kind of the main carry here. I know that FBI has a lot of kills, or 202, that stat line looks good. You're going to fall off on the Jhin versus these tanks. You really need Palafox in that good spot, so... I don't know if we call it a good death, but all things considered.
No, I would not.
Okay, fair enough. Looking for silver linings here, guys.
That's an outer tower right there. I'm like, those things, those are going down no matter what. And interesting little bit of extra gold there. 100 Thieves, they really need every little bit of extra gold that they can get, so they'll definitely be happy to take that one.
Especially on Sniper. 3-0-0 for the rookie top laner. Hyped up coming into the year and delivering in this game. I know his Riven game, maybe a little flashier. Ooh, Chain Crystal Arrow. I like the look from Huhi.
Yeah.
But this game, Sniper's definitely performing.
Boots of Swiftness, the extra flat move speed on them is so nice for dodging arrows like that.
Especially the longer range ones. That wasn't like a point blank, let's guarantee this one. It was a, hey, let's try and see if he's paying attention type of arrow. But short cooldown, Huhi should have that relatively soon here. We're fighting over mid-wave control. 100 Thieves have a bot lane that's pushing into them, and nobody's catching that yet. So I'm wondering if we're just worried about setting up for the Baron. They have TPs. Dragon's coming up soon as well, but I'd like to see them try and correct that bot wave.
Yeah, and top wave going to be kind of an issue as well with Quid having teleport, Akali pushing it up, Dhokla here trying to answer. They could both join. The sniper starts it out.
River's going for the engage. It got onto Palafox. Contractz trying to block the front line, but they cannot block Sniper. Palafox gets away with a sliver of a health bar. Quid looks to continue the trade. The chase down will not get it, but jumps onto Contractz. Curtain call pulls up. A lot of damage on the Sniper. Somebody's got a body block for him. Ayla is the good guy support as they claim Huhi's life. Quid now finds himself in a 1v2, flashes away. Dhokla's got one more auto, flashes forward to guarantee it. 1-for-1 trade between 100 Thieves and NRG.
They're going to check down here around the Dragon as well, but because Sniper's so low after that ultimate, it's going to be NRG getting to soul points here. Third Dragon, unless... Oh, that would be crazy because Meech is on vision, and they have no vision inside the Dragon, and the Dragon is pulled away. But everybody, I feel like, because of the DRX world, is always thinking about Varus arrows stealing objectives. Pretty good, another look here though. Quid trying to get that chase down onto Palafox, but nice little zigzag over the wall does get him out. And then it's about the continued chase where Ashe support's got nowhere to go, but nice little move there from Eyla, by the way, to go block the extra shot for Sniper. They do keep Sniper alive. It's Quid in the 1v2 up by power. That is the traded kill. As I watch, Sniper is so low anyways, they have to give it.
As I watch back that fight, Meech was not able to output a lot of DPS. I know he's going for the lethality poke Varus anyway, but I believe he only got about 3 autos off because everyone was just running away and he wasn't able to quite get on them fast enough. So NRG, the recipients of the third Dragon.
Yeah, and he's the Comet version of the poke Varus too. It's not even like the Hell of Blades one, where you can get the quicker autos that you do get a small few of, so you can get your passive. But we'll see about the next one here, because that's all they can do. NRG with 3 Dragons and a sizable gold lead for themselves. Plus, all these capabilities, like we've been talking about, of controlling the map. When you have the Ashe with the hawk shot and the long-range pick potentials of Ashe plus Jhin, and a Vi really to be the point person to construct your pick all around, it makes 100 Thieves moves around the map very difficult. They've got none of these outer towers down, so they have a very difficult time trying to push out waves to be able to retake territory on the map. It just kind of turns the whole map into, you need defensive wards to just constantly watch for the energy picks, since they're going to be pushing the waves in and collapsing on you over and over.
And we saw that even in the setup for that Dragon. 100 Thieves were like, yeah, we're just going to let bot lane push in because we want to be grouped up for the engage for the fight. We have the Sejuani, let's make it happen. But you're against the defending champs, baby. NRG are able to absorb those punches and dish them right back.
I will say, River has had some good looks at these picks for 100 Thieves. Yeah. These Sejuani ultimates where he's been targeting Palafox and trying to set up for these 100 Thieves kills onto the Azir really early on in the fight. If 100 Thieves can get another really good look like that, that is definitely their way into it, because, you know, FBI is running the cleanse also, so it's like hard to pick either of these 80 carries. Whoa. Meech has the Ghost Blade move speed, plus these boots of speed. So it's hard kind of to pick either of the 80 carries, but if you can pick off that Azir, then that is the real dream scenario for 100 Thieves to construct their comeback.
What's kind of funny about this is how much pick potential is on both teams. Both junglers having these big engage ultimates. Speaking up, River engaging onto Contractz right now. Contractz is on his side of the jungle, though. Palafox jumps in onto Meech. Gets knocked up. A lot of damage in onto the mid laner, and he goes down. Contractz still commits to the engage. Can they get anything in response? Now, River's low, Quid's low. Sniper teleports in. The Cassante can be the new front line, tags out the jungle, but the team's running away. Sniper's going forward. Will now regroup with them.
That's huge for 100 Thieves. They did it. The exact target. They assassinate Palafox. They take out the Azir. It's in a very different way than we thought it was going to start out, as the River engage was actually on Contractz, and it drew a Palafox engage attempt onto Meech, getting the flash, but costing him his life.
Yeah, it was, I think Palafox just assumed that he could one-shot Meech, or at least do enough damage and then still stay safe, stay alive, but without flash, not the case.
Yeah, would also say that even though they did give up the kill on Palafox here, getting the flash with the 5-minute timer, there's no real objectives that they get after this fight, so it's just like a one kill gold bounty.
As now we have the teleports coming in from Palafox into the mid wave here. Dhokla's gonna have to walk all the way down, but we're setting up on the bottom river here. Again, nothing to fight over though. We're just looking at each other. Sniper's now the focus, gets hit by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Contractz continues the CC. Contractz has to flash away from that one, and yet again, no objective that we're fighting for, just fighting for control over the mid-wave. Huhi gets a big chunk right there. Meech with this lethality Varus is doing some damage.
All right, Dragon also spawning soon-ish. And the outer towers on both top and bottom are quite low for NRG. So 100 Thieves here with control of mid lane. Even though NRG retreat back into the darkness of the Baron pit, they've got Akali down in that blue buff side of the jungle. And just keeping control of mid lane here. Baron takes quite a while to burn.
We're looking for picks before that Baron here. In hindsight, that's what we're looking for. Even on the bottom river, if you get a couple kills, you can set up that Baron to take it.
And as long as 100 Thieves are able to hold these minion waves mid and just buy some time for Quid to take the bottom tower, they can take the bottom tower and then teleport into the fight. Quid is now 16 off the minion wave bot.
Akali buff right there. Looking for the flank right now. He's going to teleport over by Eyla. Snipers over the wall. 100 Thieves are looking for a big flank angle, trying to surround NRG. We're into the pit. It is secured by NRG. They will lose Dhokla for their efforts. How many more will fall? 100 Thieves trying to chase the ball down. Palafox, the new focus, the new target. The Shuriken landed. Quid can take it. But there is another turret there, so Palafox will get away. And 100 Thieves only claim 1 for the Baron. NRG get out with 4.
One thing NRG do so well over the last probably like 4 months, actually, is their coordination on pushing the enemy jungler out when they rush these Barons. Palafox's main focus in that fight was getting River out of the pit.
Yeah.
Watch the Azir here, because they're going to go for the call to burn down Baron. Everybody's trying to zone the rest of them out. River does get in, but Palafox, after Sejuani ult wears off on him, he goes right over to River, pushes him out, while the Baron is 14, doesn't even get down to 1200 HP. He got River out just in time, but down to the Dragon.
Back to life. Sniper's a little behind everyone else from 100 Thieves, but so is Dhokla. His TP's coming off cooldown shortly, but Dragon secured from 100 Thieves. Contractz very low. Quid gets out of the back line. The Akali just wrecking the health bar of Huhi. And that is 2 kills picked up by 100 Thieves and the Dragon. FBI's in trouble too. It doesn't end here. Quid's low, but he's asking for permission to do damage. Dhokla and FBI are both there. Sniper trying to buy the space. Permission granted. Quid gets in there. Sniper gets the kill though. It's traded right on back. Dhokla! Massive damage. Through the Jayce will equalize the kills.
Oh, it's a scramble. Look at the mini-map, too. We've got Palafox heading topside to push. Dhokla can push bottom side, but 100 Thieves, they get the Dragon. They get the steal. River's inside this one. They can't push him away. They deny the Dragon Soul. Contractz there, tried to get close, tried to go for the smite fight. It was a little bit early as River was able to stun him up. And so River's able to get the smite at like 188 or so HP I saw, and they get the extra kill. But this one,
I mean, good for... look at how much armor Sniper has. It's impressive FBI and Dhokla are still able to chew through that at the end of the day. Dhokla does get a kill, so does FBI. But the Dragon is the big win for 100 Thieves, and I gotta go back to hyping up some of this roster because a lot of people weren't sure where to place them. You had them higher on your list, I did, but neither of us had them in top 4, right? And they're stepping up to the defending champions, making them work for it. NRG still have the gold lead. They still are on Dragon Soul, but it's not an easy game. They gotta work for this one.
They certainly do. 100 Thieves not gonna give them an inch here. And we'll see if they can get one of these Sejuani initiations with Eyla there for the follow-up. Because we've seen Quid just assassinate either of these carries if there's a good opening. Well, actually, we've got teleport ready on Sniper if they do need to fight this one. But yeah, there's so much emphasis on the setup here. And NRG do have Scuttle Crab. They did get the early wards through here.
Ooh. Quid's the target right now. Enchanted Crystal Arrow on top. River does not have enough damage to trade a kill back, and now he's actually got to get out of there. Oh, they caught Palafox. A lot of health on this Azir, though. Lethality Varus not going to be enough. Meech finally gets it with that auto, but a double kill to FBI already means that NRG have already won the fight. 100 Thieves now need to get out of there. Curtain call pulled. Focus on Eyla. Meech is running away. Can they keep the chase on Meech? He's got flash.
Contractz has the inner route though here. The
Contractz. Oh, he's over the blast cone. Contractz got the damage. Not enough. As FBI is walking forward, doesn't have flash. They don't have it. They don't have enough to actually play Meech, but still, NRG get more kills at the end of the play. And they're even going to take a red buff, take away all the camps.
All right,
no big objective.
There's a wave mid. There's a wave mid. Grab that tower too.
Oh, yeah.
After the push here. Wow. The extra kills do come through, and getting the tower plus the red buff steal. Post 20 minutes, need I remind you, the buff goes to everybody on your team. So it's more of an objective than it previously was. I actually really do like that. Because then stealing away, you know, a red buff or a blue buff after one of these fights actually has a little bit more meaning nowadays with the extra void enhanced powers here.
Especially with all the auto attackers. Ashe, you know, Azir, the Jhin feels fantastic for this team to pick up those types of buffs. And 100 Thieves still on the back foot. I mean, we can credit them for how solid they've looked in some of these plays, but it is so hard to actually keep NRG down. NRG are playing a very aggressive style. When they're ready to go for the fights, when they're ready to go for the picks, they just full send.
Yeah, and both teams are looking for those bigs, right?
Yeah.
Both teams have their eyes on trying to track down one of these carries, whoever's out of place. You know, River's done it a bunch of times, but this last one was NRG and Contractz finding Quid. They completely deleted the Akali before the fight even started.
And Palafox looking for the play himself. Quid has flash available, but he's locked out by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. They got him! Mid lane pick, Eyla should go down as well. NRG with two crucial finds. And the Baron's coming up in under a minute. Dragon as well. They can take their pick of the Rift.
Yep. Again, the exact same one. Top side of the map, they kill Quid. They win control of the map. And this time around, with the objective spawning, there's actually going to be some bigger ramifications here. NRG already have plenty of wards littering this blue quadrant of the jungle leading up to
if they pick
Baron.
River, that's actually massive. River's got to get out of there.
Such a good old Sejuani.
Chain of corruption on Huhi. Oh! Jatt one shot! Meech finds his moment, and FBI says, well, I got one of my own! Shut down as he flashes forward to claim Meech's life.
Nobody kills Huhi and gets away with it. FBI
my support!
FBI avenges his lane partner there.
Whew. All right, well, these AD carries try to outdo each other. Let's get another look at that.
Yeah, nice one there. Hits him with the snipe. Huhi went in for the ward, but really good combo there from Meech. Flashes away, knows they're going to be on him right afterwards. FBI cleanse flashes to make good on it with the shot and the grenade.
Well done. At the end of the day, and it nets them the Dragon Soul. NRG now have a big objective under their belt, along with that 5,000 gold lead. What felt like hope for 100 Thieves after they denied the last dragon is starting to dwindle. If it has not already faded, NRG are looking solid right now.
I'm actually so excited to see what happens to these AD carries now that neither AD carry has flash.
I'm not. There's a Vi to Sejuani.
Yeah, that's how I'm like, okay.
Them?
One of them does have cleanse, so Meech has a little bit of extra safety there, but NRG have the big gold lead, and if they got the Dragon Soul here now as well.
That will help with that survivability for FBI, as well as Huhi, the two that are the most at risk of getting picked. 100 Thieves are now the ones that need to be worried about getting picked themselves.
Ooh, also, I want to shout out the Jayce Profane Hydra. Profane Hydra, to me, the active does so much damage right now. It is kind of insane, especially if you do have a bit of extra lethality here with the Ghost Blade. And 4 items Jayce. I want to see if Dhokla can actually get one of these YouTube highlight, go melee form, assassinate someone.
We're starting the fight, though. I don't think he's going to have the chance. He has to flash away. Good damage on the sniper. Ooh, arrow lands onto Eyla, which means River goes in between the field goal or field posts. Doesn't land a stun, but the chain of corruption on the Dhokla. He doesn't have flash anymore. This is a huge pick for 100 Thieves to look at the back line. Contractz is getting in. Dhokla's still alive! And 100 Thieves have been routed! NRG absorb yet another engage, and they will ace the Thieves!
Dhokla's squeezing that Cloud Soul tight, or the Chemtech Soul. As he got so low, barely survives, and that's going to be NRG.
That's the game right there, surely. 25 seconds on Eyla, a back and forth banger, 38 minutes. But the defending champs will keep their heads high here in day 1 of week 2 with a win over 100 Thieves. It was not easy. They had to work for it, but NRG are walking away with a win.
quite the exciting one, and they want some more kills.
Well,
it's going to be a long time, though.
So clearly, here we go. Palafox shuttle out. No! No! That's fine. Pad the stats a little bit. We have some fun with it. NRG win regardless.
Yeah, some negative padding of the stats.
Yeah, padding stats for Eyla.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah, one of them was an execute. But it's good to see NRG picking up the wins early on in the season. They are the defending champions. Questions worry with a change in the bot lane. You know, it's kind of a curse to win a split and then come back the next split. Oftentimes it takes longer to get things online, but NRG are still looking solid.
Yeah, definitely a fun game there too. Lots of action. Constantly looking for these ganks, constantly looking for these picks. And NRG, they've only dropped their opening game to Cloud9.
Yep. Who are undefeated so far here on day 1 of week 2 of the LCS, but expectations will that they can continue that looking at the strength of schedule in their immediate weekend. So not a bad game to drop early on in the split. I'm excited for that rematch. I know we're already talking about that. It's so early in the split. NRG have many games ahead of them. But I'm happy that Huhi's just slotted in so effortlessly with the rest of the team. Huhi, in particular, was actually landing a lot of those Ashe arrows. Even if they weren't all landing, he was looking for them, constantly communicating. We heard from the analysts that it was his hawk shot that made them back off from that early gank coming in. So I think Huhi's being incredibly active, and I love that it's working out for this squad.
Yeah, there's so much hype around the addition of JoJo to Cloud9.
Yep.
But, you know, NRG...
Huhi's won an LCS title also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Adding a champ to the squad that had already previously won last year. See if they can keep up off that momentum.
Yeah, and 100 Thieves still a little bit back to the drawing board. I think they can hold their heads high, too, after that loss. But here we go. During the 2024 Spring Split, make sure to use your MasterCard to make a purchase from the in-client store and save your card on file to be entered for a chance to win a trip to a League of Legends event or a set of 8 Player of the Week statues. You might even get a chance to grab Kobe's one. We're joining Jatt and FBI on stage, though, for an interview.
Thank you very much. I'm here with FBI, victorious Jhin, second one of the year for NRG. But I just kind of want to ask you, so many changes have happened. What stood out to you most here in 2024?
Well, for me, I think the biggest change is it being back on the weekends. I think just having the crowd's energy around is really, it just makes the games way more exciting to play, at least for me, yeah.
Yeah, and also this is kind of the first week where you've had such a small turnaround time from the patch going to the live game versus playing on stage. How did that impact your preparation?
There's definitely a lot of brainstorming from players and coaches. You kind of just get together, play some solo queue and try to figure out what's wrong. And I think I wouldn't say any team has like a really firm grasp on the meta right now, but it's more so playing to your team's strengths.
Did you feel like the team composition today had any big impacts from the live patch? Because a lot of the picks seemed like maybe they would have worked last patch, but how did that factor into today's draft?
Yeah, I think you would definitely see this same exact team comps 5v5 in the last patch, so not too many changes, but yeah, I mean, we banned Karma because of the Karma boss. I think it's a really strong champion, and yeah, I mean, I don't think we played our comp that well, but we got the win.
How's been playing with Huhi again?
Well, it is great playing with Huhi. He's a really good friend of mine, and I think he brings a lot of knowledge to the game that we were maybe lacking in the past. So even though I feel like we're off to a bit of a slow start, I feel like we're going to be, by playoffs, the best team in the league. So
yeah, and it's interesting you say you're off to a slow start because in Summer Split, you were 9-9.
Yeah.
Except then you made the massive run at Worlds, took down G2, was the best performing North American team. So the expectations are clearly way higher now than they were 6 months ago. How has the team dealt with the increased expectations, and kind of how has that changed the way you look at the game?
For me, the expectations never really mattered too much. I think I've been on teams in the past that had high expectations and failed pretty miserably. And yeah, like you said, NRG didn't really have any expectations last year, and we performed really well. So for me, I think it's still just a lot of white noise, and it's more so about what we're doing in our camp, yeah.
Yeah, and final question for you here, since everything's still so young and we're all trying to figure things out, most people see C9 as the boss. You obviously think you can beat C9, but between, other than you two, who would you see as the biggest threat in the LCS?
Honestly, I feel like the league is really competitive right now, actually. I think even the bottom teams, they have pretty good players, you know, like every team, because there's only 8 teams. So yeah, I'm not really too sure who I see as like the biggest threat. I think there's a lot of good teams. Obviously, C9 is looking really strong, but yeah, I mean, it'll just depend on who levels up by playoffs time, I would say.
All right, close game against 100 Thieves. Congratulations once again on the victory in the 2-1 start. That was FBI, and we're going to head to break. TL versus FlyQuest on the other side.
Maybe we just give it and go top.
Yeah.
Do you want to kill this guy?
I think so. I have ulti.
I'll die.
I'll die. No, I don't think you have to die.
I want to die, dude. Hi, bro.
1.
2, 3. Kill it, bro. Kill it.
You guys are noobs. You guys are noobs.
Dude, where's my Jhin inting with us?
Look what I've just made. The perfect pearl.
Not too bad, but check this out.
Whoa, a true Venus clam.
Red Bull gives you wings.
The new Red Bull Sea Blue Edition with the taste of Juneberry. Wings for every taste.